So, following the lead Clockyton discovered, he and Locke returned to the past 12 years ago to learn the circumstances of Jasmine obtaining her Aether Spark. Upon their arrival, the two donned rebel disguises to blend in during the imminent attack, only to learn that no attack was taking place, despite mortal history and memory saying otherwise. Locke then came to the staggering realization that the reason no attack was taking place was because it never actually happens. Mortal memory was fabricated so that this event would be remembered. Even the Chronicle itself still maintains that this event did in fact transpire. So the only way this could make sense was if Locke and Clockyton were the rebels attacking Jasmine's home, returning to the past, ensuring that this propagated lie actually became truth in the end. With no other choice, the two stormed their estate and played their parts, with Clockyton cutting his way through those guards and breaking into the room of the young heiress. Strangely, Lucy failed to perform what she must have done to save Atala's life, but still, the show had to go on. You slipped past the remaining pair of guards, before quickly delivering the fatal blow to Atala Udamain and Wadahabi. Shortly, before time was stopped, allowing Locke to save Atala's soul, as well as gave Azimuth of the past the means to meddle in the near future by telling her about the second volume of the Chronicle. With Jasmine saved, and your duty fulfilled, after what must have been many hours later of mortal time, a number of surprising arrivals came to meet you. Ragwatan of the Seething Waters, Jasmine's erstwhile patron, as well as her father, the main Ngani El Wadahabi, and a small entourage of men that you know you killed, and several clerics. It would appear there is more to this situation than it seemed. As Ragwatan addresses you with a crisp nod.
Greetings, Clockyton, Hadcon, Dablitid of Helfion. It is good to meet you. I imagine you are undoubtedly confused as to my meeting you here, and understandably so.
And Ragwatan looks to the door, as a handful of beaten and bruised guards begin to wander in, many being some that you fought on your way in. Though between them walks a tall man, and you also recognize that to be none other than the main Ngani of Wadahabi, who gives you a respectful bow, and that is where we continue.
Okay, first question. Do I recognize the cleric's apparel?
Yes, they are very traditional garb of what you would find for Lady Orzanta's church.
Okay.
Is most of them, and then there's one that you recognize to be Odorama. Essentially, hers is very distinct because it's very colorful, has a lot of flair.
As it would be.
So, Odorama and Oritantas. Interesting.
And... Ragwatan continues once we get the music.
Music.
Alrighty. As then goes...
I shall begin by saying that I know not the full extent of the designs that have been set in motion this evening. Only that it is bigger than any one of us, or bigger than one such as myself can even imagine. Lady Anaclisi wished for me to explain precisely what had transpired here in the Wadahabi estate in her stead, seeing as she is unable to do so, given the present state of the Chronicle of Mortal Fates. For we Jinn are not nearly as restricted when it comes to the Chronicle of Mortal Fates, as it is not our infrastructure. We merely use it at the good graces of the High Beings.
He then looks to the door behind the collection of gods.
Unfortunately, this rebellion has been a long time coming. I thought that I would give the people a chance to rule and govern themselves after I aided their overthrow of the tyrant. Though it would appear that the decadence of the ruling class noble houses that came into power to form the council have largely failed the people of this land. Their greed and corruption to maintain the power structure has been disappointing. For they have become the masters they sought to overthrow themselves.
Eden looks at Domain briefly before returning his attention to you.
A small handful of noble houses stay true to the people, but they are the minority voice on the council. So despite their best efforts, they have accomplished naught in the face of this growing corruption. So it is now, in the face of the people having had enough, the growing unrest gave rise to a rebellion. The people will tear down the houses of the corrupt. However, the other noble houses who did no wrongs, such as the Watahabe, must unfortunately also fade into the night this evening to establish new governance, albeit the latter group in a more controlled manner.
Ragwataman crosses his arms behind his back.
In the consul's place, I will be reclaiming the throne, so to speak, establishing a system of governance, much like that at the time that I ruled over the Ramal Azaman Empire. However, the tyrannical reign of the Afriti Jamrik Tarikak has that name has forever tarnished the mortal views on genie rule. So such a government
wait, was it an Afriti?
An Afriti, yes.
Afriti. Yeah, okay. Fire genies.
Fire genies.
It's forever tarnished the mortal views on genie rule. Such a governance of myself at the head would never be accepted by the people. However, some decades back, that Lady Yanakisi brought to my attention something she had found, which was the descendant of the benevolent silver dragon Ramal, residing in the lands far from the south. From here, I spoke at length with this descendant, Habat Aldaklav. Or Aldav.
Yes, almost.
Aldav.
There you go.
Habat Aldav.
Do I know of this name?
You've never heard of this name.
Did I?
You didn't even know that they had descendants.
Yeah. The silver dragon?
Yes.
Yeah, the silver dragon.
Silver
Ramal.
dragon, Ramal.
Yeah, they said, which was a descendant of the benevolent silver dragon Ramal. Oh, that's the metallic dragon.
But
he was a silver dragon.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was like, am I fucking tripping? Because I'm like, it was a fucking bronze. I think. It's like
You never specified that, so I think.
I did. I think.
Well, I've read through your backstory multiple times and I couldn't find it, so.
I could have sworn it was silver. He's
fucking,
silver now.
Am I fucking drunk?
I don't know. Did you drink anything? Thought you were no alcohol.
Let's
anyway.
see. Bronze dragon. Yeah. All four of us have an ancestry of a bronze dragon that once fought with a great blue dragon several millennia ago.
Oops, then.
He had some interesting relationships with silver dragons.
So do we just retcon the bronze into silver then?
Yeah. Plus, it kind of makes more sense based off of what silver dragons do.
Yep. I mostly built bronze because freaking
Lightning.
Lightning and fucking coastal areas.
Yeah. I could have sworn that it was silver. Like, that's what I've thought for, like, a year.
Nope, it's bronze. I mean, why the fuck do you think I have bronze ancestry?
I don't know, because you're just a fucking dragonborn.
Well, is it Draken blood?
Yeah, I'm a dragon blood. It's like... They have an ancestor who is still alive?
Yes, I was very surprised myself, because I was quite certain that most of them have been hunted down and then killed.
One
managed
here
to
in
get
Ramal
away.
Zaman.
Yes. This one survived down in the land far south that Alzamon tried to save with all the Dragonborn on it. Apparently a descendant was there.
What is his take on them? What is their take on the matter then? Or rather, what did the two of you speak of?
We spoke on Lake that he would be to serve as my figurehead, a champion of the people. It is in fact he who presently leads the rebels and the rebellion as we speak. Once the final noble house has fallen, the rebellion has concluded, he will reveal his true draconic nature and proof of his origins. I am told that you are well versed in our land's rich history as well as a dragonborn of Guanisburn. So I imagine you are familiar with the many tales of the metallic dragon's benevolent rule, yes?
Would I, or would that have been removed?
Oh, you would know all the stories, you just never knew the name because the name was removed.
Yeah, indeed.
But now that you have a name, you know precisely who are part of these tales.
Exactly that.
Well,
Yeah, that it was Ramal.
Okay.
Ramal was a metallic, and the being that you call Yongrave Gyadron must have been Alzamon.
Well, this clarifies things. The name was all but erased. However, the stories still remain in the Valley of Paradise. Yes.
Yes, a great effort has been made to remove both Ramal and Alzamon's name, all but from the continent itself and its name. That is the one remaining legacy that they wish to keep.
Well, Alzamon's name was altered, as well as him going on a different name. However, there is reason to believe, and this is probably something that you know as well, is that his true essence, true body, still lingers and remains somewhere below the sands of the Ramal Alzaman Empire.
Yes, it's very concerning. There's a genie that cursed the Sand Elves, the tyrant himself. I believe that will need to be taken care of first, because suffice to say, they may have known one another.
That would not surprise me in the slightest. Not based on what I know now.
Oh yeah, it is within that tomb that the answer lies, but that is all that I can say at this time.
That is more than enough.
So now you know what's this. It's probably part of his essence is with the genie that was buried.
Probably. Fucking hell. So we're gonna have to pick up the
just
genie.
like,
So
like we gotta do something about the tyrant's curse, and then take Longdrev, his part of his essence, and figure out how to break the curse with that.
that makes it into a multi-step progress then.
He kind of
Thankfully. Sorry, go on.
It's never easy. Curses aren't just that way. We make it that way for a reason. He kind of gives a bit of a smug smirk at that. Genie curses are kind of a big deal.
Yeah, they're kind of fucking like, it's like, yeah, remove curse.
Yeah. Genies are known for two things: wishes and curses.
Yup. Like, how much do I think I can like talk off the future? Like,
Probably not much at all, if anything, because by the impression that they're giving is none of the present mortals are aware of where you're from, and it feels almost as if Ragwaton doesn't even know. Because he's speaking with you in like present tense, and you're just like, he doesn't know, does he?
Yeah, so he just knows that I'm I'm here, but it's not like it's almost like it doesn't even surprise them.
Nah, it's like the way that you're being addressed is if you're just somebody of this time period. Like it seems that they all believe that.
Huh. It's like
it's like so nobody gave them a note that you're from the future.
Yeah, nobody gave them a note that I'm from the future, but I'm like a part of the natural flow of time here and now.
Yeah. So as far as they're aware, you're from the present. They're present.
Could I could ask them, like, how did they know that I was going to be here?
Yeah, you can ask that.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if I may ask, how did the two of you know that I was going to be here, raiding the mansion?
That would be Lady Onyxlisi.
Okay.
We're told to expect guests, and that's about it.
I see.
Guests in the unfriendly sort, but for reasons I shall get into here shortly.
Then, I suppose I will wait with further questions until you are finished.
In regards to Habat Aldov, suffice to say that people will flock to his support, especially with his leading them to be freed from their masters once more. So he will serve as the de facto ruler of Fuck All You Fuck, and the greater reaches. I can't take that name seriously.
What it is.
And the greater reaches of the Ramal Azalan Empire. Though in reality, it will be myself who manages and rules the Empire from the shadows. I need not the admiration and praise of the people, for I have seen too long their suffering under tyranny and greed. Simply knowing that the people shall prosper while I rule will suffice. Meanwhile, Habat Adalv can largely focus on being the ruler of the people, giving them the hope that they deserve, while I manage the more lofty affairs of governance. So that he need not worry about such things. It is quite the deal for a Silver Dragon, as he gets to focus on his hoard, so to speak. Meanwhile, I have the power returned to myself, and am looked up upon by the upper hierarchy of the city and those in the know. It is a win-win for both of us. I'm actually quite grateful to Lady Onyxlisi that she should be kind enough to draw Habat Nadov to my attention and propose the idea. You think about it, like, that actually is a really good plan. You know, you got the Silver Dragon, you know, he gets to just focus on being the people's champion.
Yeah.
You know, Raghutan, you know, gets his power back, gets respect of, you know, the upper hierarchy, you know, and manages rule. So it's like both parties win.
Yeah, it's a win-win, like on all fronts.
And you're just like, damn, Onyxlisi really thought this shit out.
Uh-huh.
As then looks about the other mortals present.
As for the Wahhabi lineage and those in service to them, they have served me faithfully for countless generations, and seeing as I am no higher being, I am obligated to reward that loyalty appropriately to compensate for the power discrepancy. You actually know that people who are in service to Genie as lineage, what would essentially amount to a beacon of faith, Genies feel obligated to reward them, like, lavishly, because they're not gods, but they're worshipped as if they are. So in return, they, you know, give great wealth, power, etc., because worship of a genie gives them a lot of fucking power.
As they would.
And essentially, genies can eventually become gods if they garner enough worship, but that is very difficult to do.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's almost like there's someone at 99% on that front.
Yeah, he's got a lot of worship, all right, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw to it.
Gold treasures and wealth, gold treasures and power. Then I take it.
Indeed. is any genie's, lofty ambition to rise to the ranks of higher being, but that is a long, long way off, even for one such as myself. But he kind of gives a small shrug with a grin. One could hope.
And the one who is about there, or no, wait, that hasn't happened at this point.
Yeah.
Or yeah, because that's in 4 years. Okay, never mind, scrap that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I saw to it that this noble house, as well as those who did no wrong, will be spared the wrath of the people.
He gestures a hand to Domain.
Domain in Gani el Wadhabi and his lady shall go into hiding for their own safety, while the aftermath of the rebellion settles. I had intended to offer the same refuge to Atala near Domain el Wadhabi. However, much to my great surprise, Lady Anaclisi reached out to me, saying that she had higher plans for the young Atala, to a size and scope that she could not disclose to even my very self. However, this level of secrecy is all that I needed to know to understand the incredible degree of significance the young Atala would have come to play soon. So
oh yeah, she's just gonna get dragged through the mud and thrown down the fucking granulated rock hallway for the next 12 years.
So by request of Anaclisi, I gathered my most trusted of those in service to the Wadhabi and had them stationed here in the west wing of the estate this evening.
The genie looks at the door to the rest of the estate.
Servants of the house who witnessed the assault and the immediate aftermath have already spread word to the rest of the estate that the Wadhahabis, as well as those present in the room now, have been slain in the attack, and that the dead are now being kept within this space while the situation is brought under control.
He then looks at the previously slain guards with a large smile.
Which, technically speaking, is not wrong.
This earns a hearty chuckle from the guards before Ragwatan continues.
So with those present having faked their deaths, along with the Lord and Lady Wadhabi, they will now ensure their well-being in hiding until such a time that it is safe for them to resurface as unexpected survivors of the rebellion, albeit well after Habat Adalb's and my own governance is firmly established and unchallengeable by nobility of the former ruling class. At such time, they will be seen as no new threat to the new order and largely disregarded, and thus safe to resurface.
Ragwatan looks at Domain with a grin. Which other man returns before the djinn looks back to you?
It is, ironically, the benevolence of the Wadhahabis and similar houses, and their popularity amongst the people that they must remain in hiding until the new government is firmly established, lest there be risk of unintended divide amongst those who would support the surviving ruling houses over our own newly established order. So you can see why such a farce is necessary, to not only prevent any unnecessary unrest during this delicate time, but to also protect them from any radical extremists, those who would see to have the surviving members of the noble houses assassinated to ensure the rule firmly ended. Though the risk of this is greatly diminished, the more time goes by. I imagine in some decade or two by the mortal calendar, all should be well for their return.
Domain.
Would that also be the schedule that you are aiming to re-establish the government after the faux pas revolution, then, for Ragwatan?
He gives a nod. I give it about 4 or 5 years before it is in place. And then from there, at least a decade or so beyond. And then it should be safe for those to surface.
So,
and yes, what?
So in like 3 years, roughly, the Wadhahabis can officially resurface, like in current time. But basically, like if everything went to plan,
so technically they could within 3 years, but it's preferably like a decade. So essentially, 10 years from now, which would be 2 years after that time.
Yeah.
So essentially, this is that window. Like present day Bosk is in the window of that return.
Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like, because it's like this is 12 years in the past, so like if everything has gone according to plan, Ragwatan's and and Habat al-Daw's government and governance would be already well established.
Yeah, well established for like 9 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can do this, guy.
Alrighty. As the main Ngani and Wadahabi then steps forward, giving a polite bow.
I would like to personally thank you for your aid in this little scheme to ensure mine and my wife's safety. Rakitan, Hirkron, Double-Tweed of Felfian. I pray that whatever higher plans lie in store for my beloved Atala eventually return her to me, or at the very least, allow me to see her once again. I would like to explain what happened to her myself, as well as offer to her 1,000 pardons for the grand deception we thrust upon her. I cannot imagine that what she has gone through will rest easy on her mind, though I shall spare you the sentiments of a doting father. I imagine my Atala will pull through.
As he then extends a hand to offer a handshake.
Bosk wants to say something so bad, but he can't.
Bosk is like, if you only knew, sir. If you only knew.
It's like, oh, not only will you meet her.
Roll deception.
Yeah, he's like, not only will you meet her, you will meet me as well.
Bosk is too cheeky not to just pull a poker face on that one.
Yeah, he has to, like, just because of the irony of it, it's like... Do I still have Sailor Moon powers?
Yes, you are presently glowing Bosk.
Okay, because the tick was removed earlier. There we go.
I did that when I was checking some math.
Okay. Deception. Which is... I think... It's a mod of 11. So,
Alright.
yeah. Do I still have the retarded mod? Or the advantage?
No, not for this.
Okay.
Sorry, you don't get it for this one.
Yeah.
This is not fated. It's not fated for you to just be like, or nothing. No, actually roll it like quadruple disadvantage.
It's like, oh. It's like, I may have romanced your daughter like 12 years from now.
That'll do it, because he rolled good, but not that good. Boss, you're just like, don't do anything, don't smile, don't do nothing. And you managed to play it off without, making any hints as to just your true relationship with his daughter. He'll find out eventually.
He definitely seems to have
Especially not now, because that'd be very awkward.
That would blow up fucking
He definitely doesn't seem to have caught on to anything as he goes,
Well, we'll keep you no longer. You doubly have your business to return to, and we have much to do as well. I hope that we may meet one day under more auspicious circumstances once this is all blown over.
Boss, roll deception again.
It's like, there is something that I do want to ask Ragwatan though.
Yeah.
Still.
I'll be getting to him in a second.
Yeah.
19?
So you can't help but just crack a ghost of a smirk at that one, because you're just like, if you only knew, sir. And he kind of like looks at you, kind of like raises an eyebrow, and then like he noticed that, but he doesn't say anything.
Okay.
He's just like, this Dragonborn knows something, but I won't ask. He's kind of got that look like, I know you know something, but I'm not supposed to ask, so I won't. He's got that look.
I would just say, it's like, it was indeed an auspicious circumstance right now as well. I wish you the best, and then he can like does his fucking damnness to wipe the smirk off his face before saying this. So like, yes, I wish the best of luck to you, and your, how do you even address a noble's like wife? Your wife? Your significant other? Like
Still wife.
Wife or lady.
yeah.
Your lady
Yeah.
or wife.
Yeah. To you and your lady, that you shall remain safe during these dangerous times.
He gives a crisp nod.
He then steps back and offers another bow before Ragwatan speaks again.
I offer my thanks again as well, once more. Is there anything you'd wish to know before we part?
It's like, you said that both that the Lord and Lady of the Wadahabi will be taken to safety.
That is correct. The lady has other matters she's currently tied up with, so to speak. Roll insight.
Yep.
Roll insight twice. One for
like,
Dumain, one for Ragwatan.
I also do want to kind of ask for the clerics to kind of map out what happened. Because if there are horizontal clerics here, that probably means that Alias also needs somehow. But what is my insight? Insight is 8 plus 7. Okay.
So,
Domain and Ragwatan.
Ragwatan is kind of hard to read, but you suspect that there's something going on with how he's kind of evasive about it. But you notice Dumain, he's trying to, seem composed, but you actually notice a bit of a tear on, the side of his cheek. Something happened. It seemed like something sad.
I see.
Actually, roll intelligence. Roll intelligence at advantage. The boss could probably figure this one out with these clues.
Yeah. Oh, god dang it.
Plus apostrophe, yes.
Narratively appropriate. You're pretty sure that what happened with Jasmal's mother has something to do with Jasmal's trauma. And you can tell that Dumain feels really fucking guilty about it. So essentially, something very sad had to happen. And he knows it, but he's trying to, just be composed. But you can tell that he feels sad for his daughter. That's why he's sad.
I see. I shan't pry then.
It is appreciated. Ragwatan gives a small nod.
Boss and Clark would then face the clerics. It's like, what about the participants of Ladies Horizontas and Odaroma? I see that Lady Horizontas has a larger representation than Lady Odaroma, but how are they involved, if I may ask?
One of the clerics, a priestess, kind of steps forward with a polite bow. It is she and Odaroma who have also helped with the rebellion. As the two prominent deity figures within the city, they are all too well aware of the woes of the people, so to speak. So they too aided in this endeavor. So it is by their grace that we aid the Wadahabis in this. We shall maintain the secrecy of this room until all has transpired, and ensure that no enter do disturb the dead. She kind of gives a little smile with that.
Looks at the fucking 20 plus alive people in the room. It's like
the cleric of Odaroma is he's this guy. He's like a Earth Genasi. He's got the biggest shit-eating grin when she says that.
It's like boss would just give a flat look. It's like, sounds like Lady Odaroma, all right.
he might be enjoying this. The man speaks up. And you're like, of course she would. He's probably going down there, going ham in the rebellion right now. Probably cracking some heads.
Probably.
You know you're the guy when the god fights you. And you think that's exactly why he's just grinning right now, because he knows Odaroma's out in the streets kicking some ass.
I see that she is exactly as the stories have told. A rather quick-footed, that one.
Roll perception, by the way.
Yes.
Fucking Odaroma, dude. Odaroma being a monk is or like Pugils is the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Roll perception if you would, by the way.
Yep. D20, MI 10 plus 10.
Yeah, but 26. You hear somewhere in the distance a voice going, "Who wants to catch these sandwiches?" Who wants to catch these knuckle sandwiches? But very quiet in the distance.
Considering that was through a door, she must be pretty close by. And you're like, oh, she would lead the quote rebellion against here to make sure that everything happened right.
Yeah.
So she's probably got like essentially members of her church that are kind of storming here like, down with the noble house, and everyone just kind of like shakes hands like once the doors close.
It's like, well,
and he, you know, the guy, the arts Nazi man, just starts chuckling. He's trying hard not to laugh. He knows what's up.
Yeah, Bosky's like, okay, that's Odaroma, right? Like, well, I suppose that accounts Lady Odaroma. It is good to know that she does care. However, that leaves the other. What is Lady Horizontas currently doing? And by extension,
the logistics of the people. Essentially, you got one leading in the front, and one leading in the back.
Yeah. Understandable. Let's see. Let's see. Boss wouldn't look at Ragwatan. It's like, Lord Ragwatan, if I were to ever need to be in contact with you, how might I accomplish such a task?
A simple sending spell shall do.
Okay, good. So that's...
Oh, and before we pause, he raises a hand and a small globe of water appears in front of you before begin taking shape, and a token of favor floats before you.
Ooh.
Appreciation from myself and all present, and all of the people give you a bow. Because you're just like, whoa, token of favor, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Look, I know I just fucking... I just KO'd fucking the Red Cyclone with two of these ones. Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like... I wish to say that it is appropriate for the situation, but...
It feels like... it is not enough, but at the same time, we hope it shall do.
A token of favor is enough in any circumstance, Lord Ragwatan. I shall accept it with grace. And Boss would carefully catch the token floating in the air.
Yoink! You now have a token of favor.
Token of favor. 1.
There will be nothing more. We shall be on our way.
Oh god, is there something else?
In order to take your time.
Because I was I was thinking like before the session, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like ask everything about the future and everything, but then it's like, oh, they don't know about the future. Fuck.
Yeah, about that. As far as they know, you're from this time period.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna be like Jasmine's dad. You're like, you don't look a day older than when I last saw you. You'll know at that time it'll be safe to tell him what actually happened, but not yet.
Yeah, like once it's actually the present. It's like,
So then what?
fuck. I'll catch up like later if there's something I can, because
like I say, we can just say that you asked the question at that time.
Essentially,
we can get back to it later.
retroactively.
Yeah, just retroactively ask him some questions if anything comes to mind.
Other than that, I suppose it is time for this murder duo to make their departure then.
You take good care.
The thing is, your wry smile before just giving you a wave. And Rawaton nods before watery energy swirls around all that's present, save for their state clerics, which then encompass them too before they and the genie vanish as the energy fades. The clerics each gave a small nod to you before exiting the room.
Boss would return, or Clack would return the nod.
The world then fades to familiar black and grey as you leave the flow of time, and Locke turns to you with a large smile.
That worked out way better than expected. It also makes a whole lot of sense in hindsight as well. It requires something pretty extreme for someone as high profile as a tall line of family to stage your deaths, and then disappear in the resulting chaos of the rebellion. Seeing just how everything has come together, it's rather impressive just how elaborate this all really is, don't you think?
Seeing it is Horizontas and a bunch of schemers and genies, I'm not as surprised as I should be. She did pull the wool over her own divine champion of all things, after all.
And she gives a bit of a rapid series of nods before a look of realization dawns on her. She does a small hop.
Oh yeah, it is highly unlikely anything significant, or perhaps even anything at all, will have changed when we return to our time. Because what we just did was to ensure that we know what we know happened is actually happened. You can later find details of what transpired to me, to Harmonia, and on the Khaleesi later. Because that's gonna take a while.
She's like, I got a lot of explaining to do, but we can do those later.
She gives you a sheepish smile.
Not to mention that I'm kind of the reason that Azimuth gave Harmonia so much grief. So I'll break those news to her once I get back, or that news. So with that said, ready to go back?
Just don't abuse her. Don't abuse her battery power too much, alright? Even though I know you'll need it. But with that said, we should probably make our leave.
Alrighty, off we go! Whee!
So you watch as your surroundings shift and distort before coming back into focus to find yourself back in Harmonia's mansion. Well, mostly anyway. You
What?
let's see here. Are we here or? Yeah,
We are in the bottom right corner, I think.
Yes, we are.
The
Start that again from the start.
Fucking sofa of schemers over here.
Sofa schemers. Alrighty. So, you find yourself back in Harmonia's mansion, well, mostly anyway. You are still outside the flow of mortal time and in true space as you were before, but close enough. You notice that both Harmonia and Ecclesia are still present as they were and seem to be speaking with Mari. You think you return to roughly the same moment that you left, if not a few moments later at most.
What are they talking about?
Seem to be talking about time stuff.
And as they seem to notice your return, Harmonia brings a hand to her hip as she shifts her posture, offering to the two of you a small smile. Small smile.
I would say that was quick. But you could have very well been gone 1,000 years and it would have been all the same to us. Which is about 30 minutes. Anyways, how did it go?
Then watch as Locke takes a slow step towards Ammonia before her demeanor seemingly falls apart. The magical girl's eyes widen and tear up as she gets a bit of a pained expression before she all but throws herself at Harmonia. She goes,
Harmonia, I was awful. I never want to do it ever again.
Harmonia's expression instantly softens into a sympathetic look before she wraps an arm around Locke and softly pats her head with her other hand. She then speaks to her in a soft, sweet tone.
What happened?
Missing the last part here.
Tell me about it.
And Locke buries her face into Harmonia's chest as she wraps her arms around her in a tight hug, before all but crying with a small whine.
I was so confused, and then I was tricked. And I had to be evil and hurt people. I think I might even have killed one. I was just defending the place, but the Chronicles said we had to do it. So, we were the bad guys, and then we had to almost kill a princess. And then I was tricked again. I was so confused, with no idea what was going on. But then I was tricked another time. And then I was so confused again before being tricked again. I never want to go back in time ever again.
As Ammonia moves the two of them over to the sofa and takes a seat, pulling Locke into her to sit in her lap and lay against her, before wrapping her arms around the girl with a warm embrace. After a few moments, seemingly all tension on Locke instantly ceases, and she practically melts into Harmonia with a relaxed sigh.
I can die happy now.
The Songweaver gives her a warm smile as she begins gently strumming her fingers through Locke's long hair.
Technically, you're already dead, you know.
Jesus.
Locke closes her eyes before slowly nuzzling into the crook of the other woman's neck.
I don't care. As long as I can stay like this forever. Then I could be happy forever.
Ammonia pauses for a moment before absolutely gushing as she squeezes Locke tight.
What am I supposed to do when you say things like that?
A large content smile, there we go, plastered itself on Locke's face.
Love me forever.
The goddess looks surprisingly overwhelmed with emotion right now. It's all too apparent that Harmonia's otherwise inflappable demeanor is a critical weakness for mushy, lovey-dovey Locke. After giving herself a few moments to compose herself, the goddess tries to get information out of Locke again.
So what exactly happened while you were gone? I haven't seen you this stressed in a long time.
Locke softly answers.
We went back to 12 years ago by the model calendar to not only help Atala's parents fake their deaths. Then I gave Atala an Aether Spark to save her soul because Lucy almost accidentally destroyed it trying to escape us. Then we found out what we thought happened these past 12 years didn't actually happen, and Ecclesi's proxy just revoked the entire world and all its gods' memories to think that it did. But don't worry, fix that. Because us going back in time caused a crazy powerful bias of fate in the Chronicle to rewrite the past 12 years of moral history to be accurate to what we remember to have happened. It broke the Chronicle though, but Ecclesi's proxy already fixed that. That's why Volume 2 was actually created. It was to absorb the weight that Clocky-chan and I caused just now by giving access to Volume 2 to Azimuth. Before there was a Volume 2. Other than that, not much.
Yep. We are the literal reason we are here.
Ecclesi simply stares at Locke with utterly wide eyes as she says all this. Meanwhile, Ammonia keeps the same happy expression for smiling sweetly when she's finished and hugging Locke very, very tightly.
Perhaps you're right. maybe you really should never, ever go back in time ever again after all.
The dream one breaks her hands to her cheeks with a look of utter dismay.
How did I not know about this?
Locke strains at a reply through Ramona's loving embrace.
Your proxy,
her loving embrace.
your proxy erased her memories of her doing it after she put Lucy to sleep for 12 years. And that way, she wouldn't be forced to stop Azimuth. Investigating Atala's Aether Spark was just a bait to get me to go back in time so all of this could happen. Like I said, I was tricked a whole bunch. By the time I realized what had happened, I had to do it, unless I want to both destroy the world as we know it and break the Chronicle a second time.
Martin comments, "That is quite the axe to have looming over your head." And the magic girl goes again,
I know, right? Didn't have a choice.
Can I insight too?
Inside who?
Insight. Insight the two.
Well, 3 people have spoken and done that. Technically 4.
Well, I mean,
So
There are
Locke,
4
Harmonia,
people
right?
present.
Anaclisi?
you know what? Can I insight all 4 of them?
Sure, why
Go
not?
for it.
I feel like Anaclisi is just being a derp, but she's actually freaking speaking words and stuff.
This is true, Anaclisi, after all.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do alphabetical. So, Anaclisi looks fucking horrified. And as Locke is saying this, she's just like, oh god, that happened? Oh god. She just got that look, just like, of horror.
It's like, you did this. Well, your proxy did anyway.
Yeah, so, meanwhile, Harmonia just calmly watches, and, like, that's the sweet face of somebody about to commit murder. But she's waiting patiently until Locke finishes.
Yeah, it's like Anaclisi is like my proxy did that. Harmonia is freaking sharpening a knife.
Yeah, and of course, just sparks flying off in the distance.
Lemon, what's that?
Meanwhile, you have yeah. Then you have Locke, who's just bliss, just happily smiling, her eyes closed, nuzzled against Harmonia as she's saying all of this. Before she gets squeezed and she's like,
This is being a stress ball right now.
She's being squished, but she's still happy. She's a happy squished stress ball.
I mean, this is what Locke Mark Squish actually freaking likes. So
yes, she's like, it hurts so good. Mari's just like, damn. She's got the look like that happened.
As Amoria lets out an exasperated sigh and loosens her death grip on Locke a little bit.
I can't really be that mad at you for all of this. After all, I was the one who asked you to go back in time to investigate it. You could have possibly known what all was waiting for you there.
As she casts a small glare at Anaclisi.
If I should be mad at anyone, it'd be that mean old Dream Warden for taking advantage of my poor Locky Walkie.
oh,
And she just kind of like scrunches her face and just, and she's like petting Locke.
it's like, yep.
Meanwhile, Anaclisi.
Who holds up-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locke would actually just freaking grab Anaclisi. Freaking it's like, yep, this little Lady Dream Warden is the reason your luck went through all that distress.
She just started just shaking her head with a look of panic.
What did you want me to do? Surrogates were never intended to be used on gods. I can't monitor her like you all can. Besides, we're supposed to give our proxies as much autonomy as possible. They are us, after all.
And Amanda just gives her a bit of a flat look.
Am I then to take it that you said it would have done the same?
Khaleesi opens her mouth as if to speak, pausing for a few seconds before eventually answering.
Yes.
Amanda thrust the palm of her hand into her face, with a small groan before Mari raises a finger. To be fair, we wouldn't have the future we do now if she hadn't done what she did. While the road to hell may be paved with good intentions, the road to heaven is often paved with misdeeds. So Songweaver gives the girl a bit of a sour sneer.
I really don't like just how accurate that actually is.
Martin gives her a blunt shrug, prompting Amanda to let out a sigh.
Yeah, you girls are right. I don't like it, but since when has anything about our world been done by the book? Even so, as adjudicator, I cannot condone such methodology. There are forces outside our crystal sphere for us to still be wary of.
Locke shifts her position to lay her head down in Amanda's lap before looking up to the goddess.
So what you're saying is just don't get us caught?
Armoil looks down to Locke with an utterly bemused expression.
That's a fucking trigger word.
I never said that.
She sighs before expression shifts to a deadpan look as she looks back up to the rest of you.
Honestly, it is a miracle that our flagrant rule breaking has gone unnoticed thus far. Though that luck won't last forever. All it takes is one moral busybody over God to get curious about the cosmic wakes our crystal sphere keeps making for all of us to lose our positions of authority. Because might makes right in the cosmic order of greater beings. We all know what we are and are not supposed to do. So if our crystal sphere is overtaken and overthrown by greater beings more powerful than us, who don't like how we are operating our crystal sphere, nobody's going to think anything other than they probably deserved it. And such things happen extraordinarily rarely, and it is always justified when it does. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. You girls would do well to remember that, because for all intents and purposes, we may as well be a bunch of cosmic outlaws at this point.
Is it really, frankly, that last part?
Yep.
It's like Eden's just a den of cosmic outlaws.
And you're the law. Good luck.
And I'm the crooked sheriff.
That's that just.
Boss would then plop on
You got
a
Khaleesi and the crooked sheriff.
And you're like
However-
And Locke then points to you like,
and you're the thuggish pirate overlord.
I hate that is what I am considering my origins, but well, I suppose that is what the true me is. But no, Bosk is like, is that a good or a bad thing?
Bosk is like, I'm gonna hit the brakes on that.
You know what? Sure. But the fact remains that had Khaleesi not sent a 12-year-long tsunami washing all of you away and then crash landing you here, we in fact wouldn't be here. From that, all of us can make our own conclusions.
Harmoni's just like staring off to nowhere, wide-eyed. Because when you mentioned the tsunami, she kind of like paused and looked, and it's just like, oh god. You can tell that she's like, how bad was it? She like looked at the chronicle, and she's just like, ugh. Because what was written before what was going to happen. Well, now that it's happened, she looks back, and it's just like, oh damn.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's that bad, Lady
It's like,
Ammonia.
oh, there's a lot more detail now. Imagine that, when something actually happens, there's more detail.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Locke was like, there's a bunch of rebels supposed to raid, but there's no details. Yeah, that's because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's like expository. It's like a synopsis. And since it was only a synopsis, that's all there was. Now suddenly there's a name, there's a face, there's a
story, there's world building, there's disasters. I'm only just an exaggerated sigh.
Yep.
This answers so very many questions.
You're welcome.
She just kind of looks at you just like, shut up. She needs that look. Like, you did this, shut up.
Boss can look basically where Anaclese's fucking nuclear button. Look. Speaking of, I learned some interesting things about the Ramal al-Zaman Empire, Lady Anaclese.
Oh? What's that?
Well, for one, that the metallic dragon that lost to the genie that is terrorizing more than a few people, I wish to say, actually has an heir.
He actually looks surprised.
Truly?
Yes.
Boss, you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a disconnect here.
Lady Anaclese.
You can tell she genuinely is surprised. She did not know that.
Yeah. Boss is like looking at Anaclese with the same face that she's looking at him like, what? Like, go to the Chronicle, look for the name Habat al-Daw, please.
She pauses for a moment and just covers her mouth with a gasp.
It's true.
How did you not know this? Did none of you know this? Boss like looks at the four of them, even Mari.
They all just shrug. Mari just kind of looks at you like, why are you looking at me? But other than Mari, they all just kind of shrug. Like, so this guy must have been keeping a fucking low profile. The gods missed him. Like that. So then they know what he meant by like that Anaclese found him. She literally had to find the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the proxy tried to find this guy. Because all the true gods are like, what?
Alright, another name then. Jamratirag.
Jamratirag, specifically.
Jamratirag, okay. Okay, so Jamrat-Irag. Got it.
That was the Ifriti, right?
As a free team, that was. Hey, you'd
That was
actually
the
probably know
Ifriti.
this. You actually would know that that's of course, the guy that bought the throne, and also was ousted subsequently by humans.
And
Yep, and he is also executed because of
Actually,
his...
no, that's the other guy.
You're-
That's
Wait, no, that was the guy before him.
No, I'm
That was the guy
wondering
before
because yeah, because was this guy the dude that like likely shared like their essence with Longnir
Maybe.
That you believe that it was the way that he was speaking of it is it seems like it was both of them. Both the tyrant guy and the guy before him, essentially,
Who
sharing
was
essence.
Who was the tyrant guy before him?
I forget who that guy was.
Yeah, because like was
during
his
the
name even
time of
mentioned?
the Sand Elves, before they were cursed, there was a guy called Afada Bain who essentially wouldn't have been the ruler because that would have been Ragwatan, but would essentially been a very
So essentially somebody like right below Ragwatan.
And essentially the traitorous advisor trope, more or less.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I get his name, please?
Jafar. His name's Jafar.
Jafar. That's the most stereotypical Arab name. Jafar.
You're talking about the guy that did the curse to the Sand Elves?
Yes.
Yes. And that would be the one who shares the essence.
Yes.
It's like, what about Jafar from the time before the Sandhills were cursed? Is there...
Come on.
Huh?
I'll just put that, put it in...
No, what did they come on? Like...
His name is Al-Fada Bain.
Oh, I thought his name actually was Jafar.
No.
I'm just kidding. Because,
That was a joke.
because
I can't
advisor
say.
show. I was like, he's totally Jafar.
Yeah. Like, I did not... Like, I thought that you said Jafar, so I'm like, why
She
why
did. She
why
was
are
just
you
being,
Jafar?
she's just being a jerk and cheeky.
I didn't fucking hear the name proper, that's why I asked.
Al-Fada
He
Bain.
said Jafar.
Fucking Jafar.
For all intents and purposes, he was Jafar.
Fuck you, Ozzy.
Honestly, he gets a small nod.
So Alpha Jafar Bane. Got it. Al-Fada Bane. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Like, what about the advisor from before the Sandals were cursed in Rakudan's court?
I am familiar of him. I do not know much details, though.
I also learned that there might be a curious connection to basket, like I almost fucking said Lord, to Longdeviodon
You just
and
like,
their essences specifically.
he looks a bit surprised.
Because, well, genie curses are fun, as I've come to intimately learn, but if the two truly are connected, I very much doubt that this person is not out of the picture, despite the absurd amount of time passing. So,
You know, now that I think about it, that might very well be why he was able to become a genie. It's precisely because of this connection. Or at least it made the process easier.
She kind of has a look of realization like, this makes a lot of sense. She's kind of got that look.
well, powerful genies can look into Chronicle, and through all of the trips that I've made him fall over, this would be the one card he had been able to pull in order
And
to
honestly,
strengthen
he
his
actually
influence.
laughs at that.
Wait, what?
I mean, you making all the trips and stuff, like you're referencing it.
Yep.
She's aware of all the shenanigans. It's like, why am I putting this brick here? Why am I making this flower pot halfway off of this ledge? Whatever.
It's like, you know, it would be nice if I actually remembered that.
Gives you a genuine smile and a large shrug.
Eventually. My proxy needs to be firmly outside of the, quote, danger zone before you can learn of those details for your own safety.
Of course.
And that is precisely why you did not have those memories yet. Azimuth did not want to lose you, nor do I.
It is appreciated. It is simply just a riff, I suppose.
Yeah, though Facella will be the one who... Well, no, actually, now you can come to true space. Yeah, Azimuth herself will speak with you on it.
Well, your safety is more important than some inanities I did for 2 years straight. Boss gonna give there's gonna have like curious expression.
You see an harmonious smirk at that. Yeah, like all the gods, they know what's up.
Yeah.
They're just probably, you can just imagine they're all cheering like, yeah, screw that guy over. Because everyone just like, don't let him ascend. You need to get Onoclese safe first.
Jesus.
They're just watching this Dragonborn just undermine him left and right, just with random bullshit go.
Yep.
making people late for meetings, get hurt, and unable to do something. Just random bullshit.
Random bullshit go.
2 years of random bullshit go of Bosk. Bosk is going to enjoy getting those memories back.
Oh yeah.
You'll remember why you did each one of them.
Yeah, it's like now there's a reason why he did all of them. It's like, however,
meanwhile, long it's like, why won't this load bar finish? Meanwhile, in the background, Dragonborn placing tacts.
Yeah, with like a freaking like one of his like fingers of his claw is like on the chronicle, like trying to look for the green load bar. Advancing.
Like, damn cosmic lag, hurry up!
I'm just imagining that meme, just like, I'm in the hacker voice.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, boss, I'm in.
Anyway, does that conclude your questions of that age?
Like, as much as I would like for this to continue, Bosk is like, what the fuck? And he doesn't say that.
Bosk is like,
I'm dying. Help. But
No,
it's like,
bad.
however, is it possible for me to talk to Lady Horizontas and possibly Alia as well, while outside of time? It might be a lengthy conversation, but since we are going to Ramal al-Zaman, I would like to learn from some of the most powerful figureheads of the entire continent on their history. Actual history.
And at that mention of Alia, you notice that actually, like, Harmonia and Anaclisi both just smile at that. Roll insight.
It's like, Bosk is looking between them like, what did they say? While Harmonia is holding a putty of lock.
Yeah, who's too busy just loving on Harmonia to bother with whatever else is happening. She's just like recharging.
Hey. Actually, a good insight on
Harmonia, as always, is a bit difficult to read. Anaclisi, however, as soon as you say that name, she's a giant smile, and you're like, wait. Alia's a true soul, isn't she? And not just that, she's probably self-aware. She's just like you. And you're like, that would explain the smiles, because they got that look as if he only knew.
It's like,
And he does now.
it's like, Bosk is like, where is she?
Harmonia just kind of crosses her arms.
I can neither confirm or deny any thoughts you may or may not have.
Can Bosk roll like Arcana to try and sense her essence into these days?
Roll Arcana with sanity.
It's like, it's like if it's here, I know it's here. See, that's 18. I'm gonna spend 2 points of inspiration for a plus 10 to the mod.
Okay. So you focus and concentrate really hard, and you don't know how this works.
Yeah.
Okay. Anaclisi laughs.
And you've got the right idea, though. You will be able to do something like that eventually, but your true soul's a little new.
There is so much essence here. Bosk just like folds over himself.
It's
briefly.
just like you're trying to like find a little cloud in an ocean of clouds.
Yep. However, if she is a true soul, And self-aware. She's just a sending spell away.
They both shrug. And you're just like,
It's like,
yeah. It's like we can't tell you that you're correct, but
Yeah.
you might be correct.
but in this case it doesn't even matter because Anaklisi and Harmonia are like, Bosk is like pretty sure of his own conclusion as well.
Yeah, it's like, it explains so much too. It explains why she's so fucking powerful. It explains why she's been around for so long. It explains a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, of course, the Red Cyclone is a self-aware true soul.
Of course she is, yeah. I only fought a fucking self-aware true soul, badass fucking legend of eons. It's like it just
That
gets
makes you
better
all the more
and better.
impressed that you actually won. You're like, I beat that?
Uh-huh.
No wonder she's rarely known defeat. She's cheating.
That makes me question what the fuck did Sinnoh
Well, you are now
do?
too.
Yeah, it's like great, this just gets better and better. I fought that.
I'm only a listen to To be fair, she did hold back a bit. Didn't want any collateral damage.
A bit.
Not
Maybe
a
more than a
lot.
bit.
Bosk actually gives her a deadpan look on that.
What?
She grins.
You know, I'm getting better at Gardenese. Kind of. Maybe.
You're pretty sure she could have squished you like a grape if she
Yeah.
wanted to. So that then means that she wasn't really trying to kill you. You
Yeah,
just
no.
find that kind of curious. Like, you're like, wait a minute.
But that
Actually,
raises
roll
the question.
intelligence.
Yeah, because that raises the question, why? If they really wanted to kill me, Horizontas could have just fucking slapped me, like, they could have just slapped me away like a goddamn fly with a fucking nuclear missile.
Well, minus the divine intervention, that would mean. 'cause
Well, no, just Alia, because...
yeah, I'll live.
Yeah,
Like,
I could have
she's
just went and been
like-
like, oh, look at this little grape.
Yeah, because Alia is like the strongest, like her freaking material plane, soul is still strong as shit. So
Yeah, so she's a true soul that still has their physical body and is self-aware.
yeah,
And you're like, wait a minute. Based off of what you learned from Wagwatan, you're just like, wait. This is a farce. Horizontas has been on Anaklisi's side this whole time. She just made it look like she was with her brother. Like, Wagwatan kind of gave it away.
it's like
She kind of looks at you like,
nothing.
She has no idea what you're talking about. She just question marks over her head, like,
Like Boss got it, but Anakalisi did.
Yeah, there might be a bit of a knowledge discrepancy between true Anaklisi and the proxy.
Ask your proxy. You two really need to catch up. Trust me.
Which is precisely why that Locke will be helping me with that.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what Locke's gonna do, is establish a connection so she can better communicate with her proxy. Because right now she can't.
Yep. Just
She's pretty much in the dark of whatever she's doing.
it's like, I know you can do a lot and process a lot, but dear Lord Doriorano, if you did a lot.
Ninja shrug. She's got that look like, I'm so confused.
It's like Bosk is like, you deserve this, you fucking schemer.
Because it's like, you may not be your proxy, but your proxy is you, lady.
Yeah,
If-
you did this.
Yeah, you did this. This may not be you, but that is still you.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I know what to do next. I will contact Aria and see whether or not I could get an audience.
Not
Or
bad,
wait,
perhaps.
Or wait,
You'll
no,
have to
because-
wait a while.
I mean, I'm stuck fucking here, yeah. Or no, because... let's see.
Well, she could always go outside of time to truth space with her god, but then that would be moving her here, so that probably won't work.
Yeah. So
It's just like, yeah, you're gonna have to wait till you're after the mansion, and then you could do that. Like, because the mansion's technically a quasi-material plane.
Yeah.
It's like adjacent to the plane, so it's like, yeah, she couldn't bring her here, but if you left, then you could.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a talk when you get out of this place.
It's like, Harmonia, give me the key!
It's like, hey, sure, but I will erase you.
It's like stacking the pie.
Like, boss goes out the door, just, and that was the end of boss.
Yeah.
Just an
For real this
just
time.
materializes, just rubs them away.
Nah.
But no, that was... Let's see. Oh god, like... I was gonna ask about stuff in, like, regarding the actual sinking and, like... Because... Fuck,
You can ask them.
No, I'm trying to think of what I thought to ask, because I was like writing stuff down yesterday and I don't fucking remember or find it.
Yeah, because you know that they can share a lot with you. Lot can share more, but the gods can still share quite a bit with you being a self-aware true soul that's still alive.
I suppose the thinking is also a topic of I don't even know anymore. Interest, intrigue, importance.
Yes.
Yeah, Harmonia just kind of says that, like, crosses her arms.
It is a complicated subject.
He's putting it lightly, yes.
Yes, with how things have formed, it'll be up to mortals to raise this and then suture the Great Divide.
That is something Minerva and her people can do. But what I am curious is how much does Mr. Reliable know, and you people know, about the expedited events prior to the sinking, as well as how it was organized. If we are to take the TAS down, we'll need both godly and mortal knowledge combined. So before heading to talk to Mr. Reliable, I would like to get the godly perspective with the mortal spoiler-free version, if possible, please.
And grins.
Well, as far as what he knows, he is aware of quite a fair degree of things. He was pretty high up, just below the head of the branch, although he did have a lot that he was not privileged to because they didn't know why he was over there. As he made actually a very good guess with that. TS had no idea what this former spy was doing on this side, so they never let him know too much. But he knows quite a bit. He would probably know a little bit about this facility.
That is a talk with him then, because the one thing I am looking for from in there is any people or persons of interest. Any edge is worth our time against those people.
He kind of like looks to Locke with like a sad look, and looking back to you.
If you look hard, there might be something in there.
Just kind of has like a little small smile. Wait, which is got a knees for. There's something in there, but it's buried. The boss is like, I will turn this place upside down.
That's
like
right.
that's all I need to know.
Claws can be used as shovels. Let's see. Then there is the trove of knowledge that is Minerva as well as Jasmine. Although with the latter, I'll have to. Baski's thinking back to the to her quarters back in the bubbling top with all of the freaking models and whatnot. It's like I suppose I can help explain to her what she is exactly.
That you can do, yes.
And with Minerva, I suppose her point of view on the sinking once again, after we've done discussing with Reliable, to cross-reference.
Indeed.
And let's see. Would everything that I have said be acceptable for mortal standards?
I'd say that'd be right about the limit.
It's like basket walking on a fucking tightrope. It's like, yeah, just stack on like another 300 feet.
No, you'll know if you say too much.
Pretty much. Well, we as DMs will tell you if you can or cannot say something. It just, as a true soul, you just inherently know what's too much.
Does that conclude your questioning?
Let's see. Ah, fuck, I keep thinking that I'm missing something.
You know what to do if you think so.
Let's see. I suppose that's about it. There is only so much you can do within the confines of these walls.
Yes.
But it is something that we all needed.
Yes, thank you for sharing, because there was a bit there that even I didn't quite know in regards to what had transpired with the Ramal al-Zaman, because we don't know everything. Especially this one.
She points down at Khaleesi. She kind of looks at her with like a mock offended look, like.
Locke's like, good thing too. Someone like that knowing all of this. We have people knocking on our doors all the time to arrest us. As
Speaking of the intergalactic lawman,
she looks down to Locke with after a bit of a pause.
the law would have to go through you first.
She then points her other hand at Locke.
And you are unnaturally powerful.
As Locke beams her a large smile, which prompts Harmonia to roll her eyes. Yeah.
Bosk would be like, raise eyebrow.
She reaches down.
Wait, that she's unnaturally powerful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't Bosk know like why that is though? Because she's.
You know, that's right. You don't need to roll. Auto nat 20 up here. You're like, the way she said that is in like, you little girl are way more powerful than you should be. You know why, but the emphasis she put there is just like, you're like, wait, Locke's more powerful than you even thought. That kind of gave you a glimpse into just how powerful Locke really is.
Just how powerful are you then?
Created through unnatural means. Her proxy vacuumed up a bunch of ether when she fixed her spark to further empower it, which is very much a no-no. She wags her finger at her.
Oh, please.
And you're the chief magical girl, and the oversoul.
As on the Cleason and comments.
Honestly, Lockhart could very well be one of the most powerful beings in all existence right now. In fact, it's precisely because mortal souls are resilient that as they are, that her own power hasn't already destroyed her. No one being should have so much power or such powerful stations at once, but as a mortal soul, they cannot be reappointed.
Locke then points up at Harmonia, giving her
And
another...
see, you can't power down a mortal soul, and you can't take stations from them.
Yeah.
So Locke is just phenomenal cosmic power.
And Locke then points at Harmonia like,
You hear that? You're stuck with me.
and Harmonia just flicks her forehead again.
Don't forget that while you may be, for all intents and purposes, all-powerful, we aren't. Nor is our world. Now, if you were to fend off a hostile takeover, our world would suffer tremendous collateral damage, not to mention possibly losing some higher beings. Would be sent to oblivion as well. We would not be without tremendous losses.
She then points at Locke before continuing.
Then there is extraplanar threats to contend with. Facella may be...
Harmonia trails off with an amused look.
Okay, so Facella may be all-powerful as well in that regard.
Nicholas rubs her bridge of their nose in a small grin.
Isn't how worlds are supposed to work. Mundane threats are not supposed to be the greatest threats the world faces. This is by far our greatest weakness, as we simply do not have the higher beings and celestial manpower to handle larger scale issues. The Children of the Night and the Thawm Archaeological Society being two glaring examples of this.
As Martin comments with an innocent shrug, just how did our world get so mixed up anyway? There's a brief pause before the three other girls all slowly crane their necks to look at you.
Clacky Tarn.
Totally blame Clacky Down for this.
Clacky Tarn did certainly have a large hand, yes.
Gagadon, you feel so thrown under the bus right now. Whatever a bus is in this instance.
Yeah. It's like under a carriage.
Yeah, they'll just like look at you. It's like, it's that guy. He's the reason why everything's backwards.
It's like, oh please, as if I existed 90,000 something years ago. Oh come on.
Harmonia lifts his finger.
A lot can be done in a decade.
That I will take responsibility for.
Locke's like, or boss is like, yeah, it kind of got me there, but not all the way.
Yep. That still leaves 89,990 years.
Ironically, then offers you a warm smile. Jesus.
All jest aside, we are eternally grateful for your assistance. Our world would not be in such an advantageous position right now, if not for you and your aid. You have gone above and beyond what could ever be expected for any one mortal. I share Xenophon's sentiment that it is a shame that we cannot welcome you as one of our own. However, you have your own role to play as well.
Locke sits up before hopping to her feet.
Yeah, totally. Having a true magical boy around will be a big help. Well, once you actually kick the bucket, that is. It'll be a little weird when that happens, because your physical body will be dead, but you won't be. You more or less just pop right out of it. Then, you'll have to figure out what to do with it, as you can no longer be brought back to you. You'll be dead for good, relatively speaking. Because, as I mentioned, you become the same being of existence that I am. Only not timeless or chronomancer. But everything else? Yeah, pretty much the same. The magical girl looks ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Well, from what I understand, the magical boys have the advantage of being able to wield raw aether better than their female counterparts.
Harmonia kind of gives a nod.
Yes, as far as raw power goes, magical boys are far stronger. But when it comes to finesse of manipulation of aether, the girls take the cake.
So then
Essentially, you got one that's like hybrid like martial and one that's like pure spellcaster.
Yeah. So Magic Girl brings a hand to her chin and goes, "So, it's a good thing it won't be long until Mel joins you. Her soul's maturity is getting pretty close as well. She has sacrificed a lot in higher service to our world." She then looks to Mario with a grin. "Still got myself unsure why does you wish to remain in the material plane service on Ecclesi's proxy." And Mario gives a small shrug. "I don't know."
Well, both of you now have your unique bodies, so you both have your own minds as well, your own reasoning.
Both the
as
100.
that you do not. Oh God, what did I do? Because that's actually something I wanted to ask.
Holy shit, I didn't see that.
What's gonna happen with 100?
The DM is gonna face palm with both hands until you roll again. This is the dice spiting me. That's what this is.
62?
Not good enough. Whatever. Boss rule is the.
Save yourself check.
I swear, if you roll a 2, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, dirty 20.
Boss, you remember? Oh yeah, when Mari ever says, "I don't know," if you ask her, she will always elaborate. I wonder what an elaboration in True Space might be like. Bosk is like.
Okay, yeah, I forgot that. I forgot that Mari has that quirk. It's like,
Indeed.
what do you mean, Mari?
Falling in love is new. As Mari slowly buries her face in her palms.
Wait, falling in love with what? What?
She said, "Because falling in love is new."
And then she just buries her face in her palms slowly, going,
Did she actually fucking fall in love with Anastasia?
"I can't believe I actually just said that.
She just said.
I don't like True Space, it's inconvenient."
Tell me about it.
Oh, he just crosses her arms with a frown.
As Locke
Right.
and Harmonia give the girls knowing smiles. Meanwhile, Anaclese appears to be oddly missing. Suddenly.
Honestly, just gone.
Same lessons go for Lady Anaclese as for you, Lady Harmonia.
You see her just kind of Harmonia look off in nowhere. Coward.
I don't have spell slots for sending. Fuck.
And Locke then claps her hands together. "Alright, well, we should probably get back to material plane with low mortal time." She pauses a moment before bringing her hand to her chin. It's kind of
There
weird.
is
Hang on.
one more thing.
Huh?
Well, outside of Anaclese's literal confession right there, but what exactly did you come to find out that you are, Mari? Because you are a literal contradiction. And Bosk looks at Harmonia. So, if possible, I would be rather interested in finding out.
She crosses her arm, kind of looks to Mari. She's a very curious case because
She just kind of like looks to Locke.
her powers of chronomancy are almost, well, on par with Locke's own.
How can that be, though?
It's because she absorbed so much chronomancy magic when she was still in Echo. Her soul directly absorbed the chronomancy, and due to the degree of her soul's maturity at that time and her constant stage of evolution as a surrogate, she essentially pseudo-evolved to a chronomancer when that happened. But beyond one that can be normally born, she is far, far, far more powerful than any mortal that could be born presently as one. For all intents and purposes, she's about 2/3 the power of Locke, as far as chronomancy goes.
Holy fuck. That's
So, not all of
strong.
her power, but the chronomancy part, which is still a lot.
That is still saying something.
Yeah, she
Well-
can actually visit the past.
She kind of gives her a curious look at that. I'm just like, So essentially, she can do what you just did.
Yeah. And
Which is why
what-
Father Time will be keeping an eye on you.
It's kind of has a little smirk. Ari just gives an instant shrug.
Well, in the good hands of higher beings. But that does raise another question that I am rather curious about, Lady Harmonia.
What is that?
It's like also a question like, does it like expression final solution carry a negative, expressly a negative connotation?
Not necessarily. Gods are very literal.
Like, what about a final solution for her then? How will she be treated in the larger scope of things, in the big picture, as you gods refer to it? Since she is a unique case.
Brings
So-
her hands to her sides as she looks at her.
We have no idea. She is far more powerful than your typical true soul would ever be able to become, but she's not quite a god either. She's something in between. She's effectively a true demigod.
And I take it that her ascension
Pause
is
for a
not
moment.
possible.
That's actually very apt.
Not anymore. She says that, kind of bringing her hands to her hips, looking at her with a frown. And you're like, oh, that's right. She spied in on this and learned everything. So she can no longer ascend to a god. She knows too much.
Right.
That would have been
Right.
the best case scenario, which is no longer on the table.
Aroni has a very forced smile when she says that. You can tell we're going to send this little bitch, so she's not any problem. Learns the truth. Fuck. Like, now we don't know what to do with her, because the one solution we had was just like, alright, we need to
gone.
get this girl a divine spark before she does something, and then she listens, and it's just like, well, you're very powerful, little girl.
Deep Harmonia sigh.
Yeah, so she's effectively a true demigod.
Jesus Christ.
She can technically be killed, but
She crosses her arms.
that would be very difficult.
I'm just happy that this is the situation, what it is.
Killing a
Learning what-
chronomancer is a challenging task because it's not necessarily where you kill them, but also when.
True.
She kind of gives Locke a bit of a bemused expression.
Because a chronomancer's never really dead.
I can somehow see you having had struggled and agonized over this, Lady Harmonia.
The sweet, innocent smile Locke is just giving her. You think that Harmonia has literally killed Locke many times. Just for Locke to come back like 10 seconds later, like, hi!
But I'm gonna snuggle you even harder now.
That's over it anyway. This is just this real ball of funk. When you think about it.
But yes, seeing as Mari has a vested interest in helping on Khaleesi's proxy, as long as she keeps doing so... Well, actually... Unfortunately for Codex, we're probably going to have to make this little girl her divine champion. Because
She just kind of
she's just too powerful. She needs to be close to Onyxlisi.
Well, that does work. On multiple levels. Plus, Codex always was the smartest of us.
He doesn't need your help.
Exactly.
So unfortunately, he will probably be fired in the near future because, well, you heard her yourself.
She has like the smuggest smile as she says that, and Mari just covers her face again and just, cherry behind the hands.
I imagine she'll be quite content being closer to her very special someone.
Very special friend. So let's see, we have a cherry and a tomato. I'll have to get back on Onyxlisi though. Rather curious though. Where does that leave Codex Libram then?
That would be up to him. Because he has a lot of options, because
She shrugs.
pretty much every god will be at his beck and call to try to have him champion his will, because, well, let's just say he's premium property.
They're like, the Lore Master's mine! Fuck you!
Fucking Divine War. Spark. It's like, well,
So
that is
he will
Codex.
have pick of the litter.
If I had to take a guess, that someone like Lord Asira would be perfect for him. But,
Very likely.
also, what will you do with him? Considering he will likely be looking into this information, and especially you, point at Locke. During these 8 or so mortal days that will be stuck here.
Well, he'll have a few days to play with the Chronicle a bit.
I just realized fucking Codex is gonna go into the Chronicle and there's just gonna be a fucking tsunami.
Yeah.
It's really nice,
might
okay?
not be able to read it very well.
It's really nice, okay? Gotta be responsible with that thing.
He's gonna...
He's like, at this point, he's like shaking an 8-ball.
It's like... It's a fucking... Yami gonna send questions. It's like... It's white noise. What?
The results are unclear. Try again later. Wait, what?
Do share the results with me, like his response. I wanna see him be confused over this.
Because it's like, you've done this twice before, and it's never been like this. Something's different.
Yeah, so the next time he does it, it's just gonna be a fucking sandstorm, and like water storm, and tsunami, and every goddamn natural disaster out there.
Indeed.
Oh my god.
It's like, why is the index scrambled letters?
Yeah, why is it just like blotted ink?
It's like, yeah, we're gonna need some mortal time to pass to fix this. Because you're literally right at the tsunami. It's frozen in time right in front of you. Like, it's about to hit you guys, and it just stops. And then time resumes.
Oh my god.
So yeah, like, it's gonna take a little bit to be able to use the Chronicle at all.
Well, I suppose that gives you gods a bit of a downtime as well, as you literally do not need to worry about the Chronicle, even if you could or should.
Be very likely a few days to a week or two by the mortal calendar before we can even use it at all. At all.
She's
So that-
just kind of like, yeah, like you just envision just the frozen in time tsunami. You need to move away from that until you can start to read it again.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
It's like, all right, I'm gonna look up this. Make a sanity save at quadruple disadvantage. What?
yeah, then it's like, okay, so I'm gonna negate all of those. It's like, yeah, it's a scrambled mess. Huh?
Then he's like, blame fives. You'll learn why later, but you can blame them now.
I warned them! I warned them in between sessions that you should ask questions.
Technically, he would have been able to do the first one because he would have done that right away.
Yeah, but after that, Bosk is like, look, what are you? And now we're here. Sometimes, yeah, but let's see. Bosk has like let's see. There's something I want to ask about. Fucking hell.
Pollen still being a nuisance. You've been coughing for a while.
I don't know why. I was fine, like, previously, but it's back.
Whatever the sickness was.
Mm.
Should probably
It's like-
take-
It's like, oh, right. Seeing as, well, nearly all of my spellcasting abilities have been changed into, or weaving of arcane magic has been changed to Aether, is it possible to expedite training that lock?
In regards to what?
Well, seeing as I still have arcane magic that I can tap into, does the aptitude simply grow naturally? With Aether, with being able to weave and cast Aether spells?
Harmonia is just like, oh, yes, that is something that is unique to magical girls, magical boys, and Aether sorcerers. That it is just based off of their natural growth, that their power of wielding Aether just gets better. Doesn't necessarily matter what they decide to do or what paths they begin to walk. It is just a matter of they naturally manipulate it. Essentially, they can just command the powers of Aether at will. So they just need not do more and just become stronger to do so. However, it's not just Aether.
She kind of smiles.
It's also arcane magic. However,
She kind of like looks at Mel, and then looks to Mari.
these two can't use arcane magic anymore, but you can.
To a limited degree.
So yeah, so actually your wizard level is actually the same. So you essentially your spellcasting level is both for your warlock and for wizard.
What?
Like
So you
boss,
must
right?
say about what?
Yeah, like right now you're technically, as far as spellcasting goes, a level 5 warlock and a level 5 wizard.
Bosk is like, but what?
It's a magical
Then-
boy thing.
You're a buff wizard now, too.
Bosk would like dig up his freaking spell book and go to like some of the 6th level spells that he has. It's like it tries to form like a mini disintegrate at the floor. Like
You just And just like,
You'll need to get a bit stronger first, but it'll be there waiting.
But it's still there.
Yep. And you can still add to your spellbook as you find things.
Right, but I can't like add. But essentially, like, I mean, like when I gain a level, like it has to still to be a wizard level to like add from the wizard like spell list.
nope.
Essentially.
You get them both at the same time.
So with warlock and wizard.
Yep.
We treat it as if you took a level in both at the same time.
Yeah, essentially. You don't get the oh, what is that? You don't get any of the wizard like passives as far as like the tree goes, or I mean you get
Features?
the wizard, the base wizard stuff is what you get.
Not the
Right.
But you
features.
don't get the archetype.
Exactly.
So I get like a stuff at 6th level and 18th level and 10th. Okay. Or
Well, I
no.
mean, you wouldn't get those. Those are the only things you don't get is the archetype. But all the base wizard stuff, yeah, you're considered a level 5 wizard, just base wizard, and level 5, magical boy warlock. So you're technically two things.
Okay. I didn't even consider it, but now that you mention it, it is there.
Yeah,
I was
though you
wondering
cannot
why my
augment-
arcane reserves weren't simply consumed by the Aether spec.
Yeah, as a result of being a magical boy, essentially the two bits of magic that you can wield are divided, but because of this, they cannot be transmuted into one another. So you cannot augment arcane magic with Aether, because that would then essentially bleed into the pool. So that is why it has been divided. So, on one hand, you are able to do spellcasting as you did, and as you increase in power, but you cannot augment it with Aether. So, it comes with that. That and, well, you'll have to balance your resource pool between your mental and your Aether as well. But you're specialized in doing so. You'll be able to do that better than most Aether souls. At least not hurting yourself as much. She kind of chuckles at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his boss takes less damage when he does it.
Yep. So it's like, it's not. I'm basically like, it's like that. Like fit the shapes into the freaking box. I'm not just shoving everything in through the freaking square opening. I actually had brain.
Yeah, so you get 2 class levels whenever you level up.
Yes.
You just don't get archetype. But yeah, so you get to add wizard stuff. Like I said, it's just like you leveled up as if you were a wizard. Which actually, I think I need a Rudu to fix that for you. So your sheet takes into account that you're actually the same level wizard.
I don't even know how the fuck to do that. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so that's a magical boy thing.
And
Okay. But I don't think that like boss would have anything else. Like at least I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Oh well, do you have one? It's like, well, there is one other person of interest. The other Sand Elf, Tariq.
Yes.
How? Seeing as you scouted him, does it mean that his fate would be in Ramal al-Zaman? He has seen everything that there is to see during his lifetime. But him being here just seems convenient.
That would be Azimuth.
Says that like a forced smile.
Because he is presently fateless. He was not so before, but he is now, and, well, undoing that wouldn't accomplish much.
So Azimuth literally just fucking brought him here with fate. And
Yeah,
then
pretty much.
I'll make sure that you get to bonk her someday. someday. Although I'm pretty sure that I would have said that Lucy would be enough of a punishment to Azimuth as is, but she's just as bad.
Yes. Those two are very curious. Their essence is very unique because it is effectively a hybrid essence of Aether and Ether. That's why their essence is different colors.
Yeah, it's red and blue.
You nod.
I did notice that. But that does remind me, isn't there another?
Another?
Yes. Now that I think of it, what is the actual truth behind Lady Fengari and Actina of Healing? Since they are more or less similar to Azimuth and Lucy.
They are very much the same case as that. It was essentially her inspiration that gave Anaclisi the idea to essentially do the same with Azimuth. Although Azimuth kind of took it to the extreme when she added in many more.
What she added in what?
Many more, as in like, oh, make this copy, make this copy, make this copy.
Ah, right.
It's like, Anaclisi may not have intended her to be able to do that, but that's what she did.
It looks like so many cells. It's, like Clayton, it's kind of weird thinking about you, because you're still you, but technically you're a different entity than the one who left the material plane earlier now. You just absorbed the old you to form your true self, when again self-awareness is a true self. But you're still the same you, and that is all that really matters, technically.
Yeah, it's like, Bosk, you're now a different entity going back than you came, because you absorbed your old self to form your true self. So it's like, I'm a different entity, but I'm still the same person. It's a very, like, fascinating existential sort of thing.
Jesus.
Essentially, like, your consciousness absorbed your current, like, self, formed the true self. So now you essentially became an entirely new entity, but you just copy-pasted everything to it.
Yeah, it's like copy-paste sheet. Keep comments, keep notes, friggin' everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keep access.
You are a new character sheet. You are a new entity completely, but you're still you.
It's like...
Yeah, and this is... Harmonia then said, and that is why if you actually die, you will not be able to return to your body because that Bosk is no more.
Well, the more I think about it, I don't think it's too bad. After
It kind
all,
of gives you a smile at that.
If anything, I've come to learn that the 40-something years that I rationally have left in this mortal coil, I might as well do as much as I can. And looks at Jasmine. Well,
Yeah, can make the most of it.
a lot has changed.
Because at least you know that, once you do die, you're just back to as you are now. Back to your prime. So, just try not to die.
She just kind of chuckles.
I'll try my best.
Funny, you and Atala have the same sort of idea. She believes that she might have something to do with godhood when she dies, so she's trying not to do so. And now you share the same sentiment. It's actually quite adorable.
You really are a match made in heaven. Aww.
Harmonia just like flicks your cheek.
Yeah.
That was too easy.
It's like, that coming from you? Oh, please.
Harmonia just kind of gives like a wry smile, like, yeah, you got me. Well, Locke just beams.
Anyway, you ready to head back, Lack?
There is, well, to return to more, I suppose, immediate problems. If you still do have the Ungreviadron spark, right? Well, the contained essence of him. I was thinking
Locke
earlier,
kind of like holds out her hand, and a pink heart that's got like a black center with like veins coming off of it, kind of through the cracks. She kind of looks at it like,
yeah.
That won't hold him for too much longer, but hey, every bit that delays him is that much more in our favor.
Roll perception sanity.
If I roll good enough, I think I know what's gonna happen. Maybe. The fuck's my perception sanity? Oh, hey, that's actually better. Oh shit. Than my normal mod.
Your Mahoshonen, of course, your Sandy's gonna be better.
You hear a lot of just echoing in your mind, just profanity and angry vitriol and draconic coming from the crystal. It's hard to really make it out coherently. You hear some swear words mixed in and other choice language.
It's like, damn. It's like, damn.
Your mother lay with the
Harmonia's
dog.
like, yeah, he might be not too happy, but Locke shrugs and just looks at the crystal and it goes poof. Back to wherever it was.
Yeah, wherever in like top shelf behind the locked door it is. Like, I'm just thinking whether it's right for me to be selfish this one time.
Well, he does not necessarily have to ascend, but there's also the probability or possibility that you can reason with him when he no longer has power over you. Because backed into a corner, he will come to realize that yes, you can destroy him. So he might want to pipe down, as you mortals would say.
That is
So
what I
essentially,
am betting
hold
on.
the cards, bitch. We're gonna have a talk.
Yeah. It's like, so you're gonna terrorize this world. Deal? Deal. But now we have to
We're
deal
gonna
with
let you
stuff.
terrorize this world, but we have a list of conditions.
So basically, they said that it's that you have the choice. Essentially.
Yeah.
And the final say here, because after all, you're kind of his victim. Do you press charges?
Yeah, and it's literally, do you press charges? And Bosk is like, I want to press charges. I want to press charges so bad.
You're legally entitled to.
But you can also settle in court. It'd be a bit more work, but at least you get something out of it.
You know, I'm gonna borrow a Texan saying, just take a fucking shotgun to his like face. That's still like Asians.
Is there anything else you have in mind?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and stop muting. Fuck off.
That's fine. Like I said, I don't even really notice it anymore. It's just become background noise.
Thanks.
I'm just good at turning out things that are like repetitive.
Yeah.
Like if it's like I don't need to listen to that, I'm good at just turning it out.
I mean, hey, it has to be.
ADHD has its perks sometimes.
Yep. Weirdly, I know exactly the kind of thing that you're talking about.
It's like, oh, that's white noise. Pay no attention to it. Oh wait, was that little noise over there?
Hey, it was jingling keys.
It's a bane of existence.
So yeah, what do?
Let's see. If possible, it is, I suppose, conditioning oneself to be resilient against a creature made of essence's power is improbable but not impossible.
Sorry, repeat that.
Would it be an impossibility to essentially condition oneself against another creature's essence and powers that might derive from it?
It is very possible, yes.
In that case, that is what I would like to do. If we have the cards against him, I'm going to throw the entire damn deck at him.
Well, we may or may not know location of some of his essence that may or may not help with that sort of thing.
She says that is kind of like looking at her fingernails.
There is also another. I'm just not sure whether or not I want to involve her to that degree. A certain abjuration mage. Since I guarantee you, both of us carry exactly the same level of spite against the individual that ruined us.
Yes, I believe she will be working with Oswald in Azimist's stead. I believe she is presently his first of station. Or at least that will be what she is very soon.
In that case,
Yeah, Oswald was quick to grab her up.
She's like, he's just got sent. She's like, mine!
Yep.
You can't have her! It's like, Oswald is very aware of just how useful she is.
Oh god. I'm gonna go get a fucking cough drops because I'm dying currently.
Okey-dokey.
Righty.
So much for a mini session, though. This is the longest page ever.
No.
Oh, it's like wrapping up on things, so.
Oh, but it's like Clark has a lot of questions. That's
Yeah, I
fine.
figured this probably go
Yeah.
on for a bit for that.
It's how it always works out.
And thing me and Ruta made. Oh wait, hold on, I need to fix it.
Take a look at it in a bit. I have 1% of my phone.
What?
Did I have 1% of my phone?
Yeah, that you're essentially similar to the Destiny thing. We'll make similar ones for the other characters as they become true selves. It's the same general theme, but it's a bit slanted towards, parts of their aspects of their personality.
Will be pretty neat.
Yeah, and I had him roll those things, essentially the EXP towards this he got from his shenanigans at the manor. That just went straight into his true level.
Yeah.
His true self.
Buck.
Welcome back.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm going to a fucking ENT. Over this shit. Anyway. Where were we?
Now, speaking of advancing, you now get these. We can put that into a tab in your sheet later, but for now it's separate sheet because spoolers.
Yeah. You just learned that your sister may be the first station abandoned.
Yeah, you are Ashi. First to get this.
Woo! Hell yeah. Level.
Yeah, those rolls I had you do were in regards to the shenanigans at the estate. Just went straight into true self. So that's where the EXP went.
Okay. Look at my XP now. Did you acumen? What the fuck?
Indeed.
What?
I'm reading some of this shit. Like. Let's see. Which's side? Holy. Okay, yeah, this is.
Yeah, the level 8 one in particular is pretty fun.
What is it? What the deception in his words are, so you know exactly what they're bullshitting you about.
Yeah, you know they're lying and they know what the lie is. You don't know what the truth is, you just know that you're bullshitting me, this is the bullshit.
Okay.
And then the bottom one is very useful.
Within 100 feet and can't form a mental link. It's like, inclusive of the person that can remove a mental link anytime from anywhere. Alia, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, that's what she was talking about, that you'll be able to do something like that later.
Okay. So wait. Professionally. Oh yeah.
So also, you can speak directly to their true self. So let's say somebody's been true reincarnation like 3 times. You meet some guy and you're like, oh, this is a true soul. Oh, he has a true self. You can speak not to the person, but to their true self consciousness, behind the curtain.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what's up? And they're like, whoa, what the fuck? Oh, hey.
Yeah, it's
How's it
like,
going?
You're not supposed to be able to talk to me.
it's like, well, I am. What are you gonna do about it?
Pretty much.
There's a consciousness, babe.
What the hell? This is so cool.
I know, when you're ready to proceed and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of these just get better the higher true self level is.
Yeah. So, like, do I just add like a +2 to my freaking wisdom and charisma?
Yeah, so it's +2, or in the bonus, just add +2 to like all wisdom and charisma checks and saves and shit.
Yeah. As well as the ability score max.
Yep. Essentially, +2 to everything that's wisdom and charisma, including ability score total and ability score max.
Yep.
Because force of will and force of personality, true self.
+2. +2. Suddenly, Bosk is charismatic lizard.
Yeah, gaining a higher awareness of reality tends to do that to people.
So, +2 to saves.
I think nothing gives you confidence like enlightenment.
Jeez. And then ability checks. +2. +2.
Probably love that. I can probably resolve that after though, so we can wrap stuff up here.
Yeah, I added them already. But
Neat. Goodies.
yeah, essentially what Bosk would ask then is like if he could like essentially spend his time trying to acclimate himself to douchebag Genie's essence and its effects, to essentially familiar and condition himself.
Alright.
So you said that you'll need his essence. This is what you have is his consciousness.
Yeah.
So you need his essence, which
So you
you
need to
don't
actually,
have.
yes, you need to find it.
You could listen to him yell at you and then just become very familiar with how he speaks? Question mark.
Yep. So it's like our moment is like Bosk become essentially a Twitter stan.
Yeah, so you think you're not going to get much with his consciousness at all. You need to get the actual essence from the Genie tomb.
So then Bosk would be like, based on your nonchalance, you know exactly where and how I can get to it.
You may or may not have that information yourself.
Just kind of like, just looking off into nowhere, just kind of boredly. Super nonchalant and different. Because Ragapon told you where it was. That his essence is buried with
it's
the other guy.
Right, so we just have to get to freaking...
Yeah, the one that
Ramal
cursed. The cursed the Sand Elves.
Yeah.
So we need to get to freaking Ramal first.
Well, you got a pillow lolly to save.
There you do. That you do.
Yep. Alright. All in
Because she
due
is
time,
currently
guys.
draining Facella's essence while, needs to get rid of the people undermining her influence so she's not weakening Facella.
Yeah.
God dang it.
So what?
Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Alrighty. More out than the
Right here.
purchase you.
Before you go, Clacky Tarn,
Yes?
And she walks up to Locke and leans to give her a soft kiss before approaching you again and giving you a small hug.
Thank you for your advice. Even as true beings, we gods are not very good at emulating mortal emotion and understanding mortals, so your advice has been a very big help.
I'm glad that I could be of this assistance. Also, in regards to that, Locke is something that we mortals would refer to as an extreme extrovert. Kinship is paramount to her, especially.
Kind of like looks at that realization, as in like, oh, I know what that is, and then it just oh. You very apparent she did not know that about Locke, and it's like it's super obvious, but you're like, oh yeah, God.
And Locke just pouts at Marmonia with that.
She kind of like looks back at her, with just kind of like a wry smile that just screams, "Sorry."
Clark would then continue. So, what you have done for the past... How long has it been again? How many tens of
buries her
thousands
hands.
of years?
I know. Stop. Just kind of whine.
So do take care of her, alright? I know you can do it.
Silently nods, like bobbing her head. It's like she realized, like, what she's been neglecting. It's like, wait, she's one of the... Oh, she's one of... Oh.
Yeah, like on the extreme end of things.
It's like, I know exactly what to do now after, like, 1,303 years.
Yep. And Bosk would just give a small thumbs up at Locke.
And Locke then also mirrors shit's light and then turns to Marmonia like, well, you know, have to make it up to me, our next anniversary.
She kind of just gives a relaxed smile at that.
And then she throws
I can
her
think of a few things.
She just kind of like walks by Locke and just smacks her butt. And Locke just like freezes, just like as if she was like flash frozen.
Like, what is this?
She kind of like looks at Locke up and down.
You're right.
He just grins.
Locke just gets a big grin. She starts visibly shivering with excitement. And away we go! Whee! With her arms up in the air, as you watch your surroundings shift out of focus very briefly, with everything largely the same as it was in the mansion. The time resumed.
Though you do notice one thing different. Directly to you, you see Facella sitting on the couch, just kind of watching everything.
Yep.
You know, with her legs kind of off, just, you know, swinging side to side.
Mm-hmm. It's like, is this the real world?
Roll intelligence.
Okay.
Actually, roll intelligence at advantage. Oh, no, this would be a wisdom check. Yeah, roll wisdom at advantage.
Wisdom?
You're just like, oh yeah, she's the one god that doesn't have anywhere she needs to be or anything to do. So she's literally has nothing to do while she waits for you guys.
Congratulations.
So she's like, I might as well be over here. It's like I don't know any of the other gods, and they're all busy, and I have nothing to do. So I'm gonna see what these mortals are doing.
Congratulations, Vasella, you're a neat.
Yep, she is a god neat, probably for the next few years.
Oh my god.
It's like, I'm first mediator. I did all of my work in one day for the next century. Now what?
Oh my god.
That's Vasella in a nutshell. She's a neat for the next century of mortal time.
Wow. It's like...
I mean, she can grant wishes here and there, but this is a god. That takes like a nanosecond.
Yeah. It's like... A week. It's like a fucking eternity to her.
Yeah,
Well, we don't know
it's
about
like
it.
all of her normal duties with her power are just essentially autonomous in the back of her mind. It's like her breathing. She's just granting wishes and doing whatever the fuck else.
Jesus.
Indeed.
Kinda like on Ecclesi chronicling, except she's doing that with her domain work. So now her consciousness is like, I've got nothing to do.
Anyways, anyway, I think.
Yeah, so and that is where we'll end the session, returning back to normal time as Nubosk. And seeing Facella is there, not sure what to do. She has kind of a bit of an unsure look.
Pick up from there whenever we do. So, is it that time yet?